Good afternoon, Science Hill, and welcome back to the Topper Report. I hope you all had a great spring break. I'm your host, Christopher Ward.
And I'm Grace Austin. Today is Tuesday, March 26th, and we have a great show planned for you today.
That's right, but first we have some announcements to make.
First off, Johnson City Schools was one of the 12 districts in Tennessee labeled as exemplary.
A big achievement. Not only that, but 4 toppers earned their Carpenter Helper certification from TCAT in Elizabethton. Congratulations to Julia Barkis, Dustin Harmon, Skylar Sines, and Alex Asselin.
Adding to that, 3 Science Hill students signed with Bell for internships. Congratulations to Braden O'Neill, Samantha Wilder, and Xander Duman.
And now we have one final announcement to make. Everyone get your suits and dresses ready because prom is happening May 4th of this year. Grace, would you like to give us some additional information on prom?
That's right. Prom will be on May 4th, and ticket sales will begin in 2 weeks before prom. Prices will start at $25, and the theme will be Night at the Museum / Met Gala, so make sure you're dressed accordingly. If you need a dress, feel free to go to Miss Sally Husey. She will help you out.
And with that, it's time to go over to our sports team. Take it away.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Tupper Sports Report. I'm Sam Hyatt.
And I'm Ethan Travis. Today we're going to look at some sports going on around school and preview some Sweet 16 matchups. Let's get it started.
Starting off with baseball, the boys went 2-0 over the weekend, beating Geneseo 6-5 and Knoxville Catholic by a whopping 14-0. These 2 wins helped push the Toppers' record to 8-4 on the season. To wrap up the week, they play in the Warrior Spring Classic in Murfreesboro. Their opponents will be, in order, Nolensville and Riverdale on Thursday. They'll play Nas West from Illinois and Noblesville from Indiana on Friday. Lastly, to wrap up the tournament, they will play Dyer County. Good luck, guys.
The softball team has just started their season as they beat Anderson County on the 13th, 18-2, but lost to Tennessee High on the 22nd, 3-9. This is a decent start for the team, and they look to keep it rolling as they have 3 games in 3 days starting today. They will play Greenville High at home, go to Happy Valley, and then come back home on Thursday to take on Unaka.
Boys soccer began this weekend. They got off to a sluggish start to start the season. On Saturday, they lost to Farragut 0-2. On Sunday, they didn't do much better, losing to Greenville 4-2. Hopefully, this isn't a sign of what could be a disappointing season. They look to get back on track on Wednesday as they take on Bearden.
Now, on to the Sweet 16 and the NCAA tournament. In the South region, 1-seed Houston looks to keep it rolling against 4-seed Duke. These 2 teams are coming off very different games in the second round. Houston almost allowed Texas A&M to come back and beat them in overtime, but didn't. And Duke absolutely dismantled a hot James Madison team and beat them by 38 points. This should be an interesting matchup at 9:39 Friday night. Next, 2-seed Marquette takes on the highest remaining seed in the tournament, 11-seed NC State. The Wolfpack have turned around their season, and after winning the ACC tournament, are now looking like a threat in the NCAA tournament. This game tips off at 7:09 on Friday night.
In the Midwest region, for the first matchup, we will have 1-seed Purdue taking on 5-seed Gonzaga. Purdue will try to continue their dominance in the tournament after beating Utah State in their last matchup by 39. Gonzaga in their last matchup beat Kansas using a strong second half in which they scored 46 points. And in that half, they outscored Kansas by 22 points. This game will be a clash of 2 teams that have won both of their previous games by double digits. The game is scheduled to tip off at 7:39 on Friday. The next game we will feature is 3-seed Creighton versus 2-seed Tennessee. Creighton is coming off a double overtime win over Oregon last Saturday. Tennessee is coming off a rocky and defensive struggle versus Texas, in which the Vols became the first team in NCAA tournament history to win a game shooting less than 15% from 3 and less than 35% from the field. All other teams were 0-66 previously. This game will be between a strong offense and 3-point shooting versus a team known for defense and physicality. Tip is scheduled for 10:09.
In the East region, 1-seed UConn looks to keep their repeat dreams alive against 5-seed San Diego State. Both teams have taken care of business up to this point and are ready for a dogfight. This game is a rematch of the championship game from last year where UConn got the best of SDSU. Can San Diego State get their revenge? We'll find out at 7:39 on Thursday night. The other matchup in this region is quite interesting. 2-seed Iowa State, who is known for their defense, will take on 3-seed Illinois, who is known for their offense. Illinois is cruising through the tournament currently, beating their first two opponents by a combined 42 points. Iowa State looks to put a stop to that. This should be a fun game that tips off late Thursday night about 10:09.
Now for the West region, we have 1 seed North Carolina who beat Michigan State in the round of 32. A little fun fact, North Carolina has never lost to Michigan State in the tournament. They will be taking on 4 seed Alabama. They outlasted a feisty Grand Canyon team. During that game, the Alabama bench was assessed a technical foul for being outrageous. Will they be able to hit shots and compete in the post with third-team All-American Armando Bacot? Only time will tell. Tip is at 9:39 on Thursday. Lastly, for the West, we have 2 seed Arizona taking on the Tigers of Clemson. No one really thought Clemson would make it this far, especially after their blowout loss to Boston College in the ACC tournament. But nonetheless, they made it. They will be led by forward P.J. Hall. Arizona is headed into this matchup after beating Dayton. They will be led by star point guard Caleb Love. These matchups could lead to an Elite Eight reunion between Caleb Love and his former team, North Carolina. We'll have to wait and see if that comes true. Tip is scheduled for Clemson and Arizona for 7:09 on Thursday.
I sure am excited for some of these games. I don't know about you, but I'm going to be staying up late to see those 10 o'clock games.
Well, no, I will be as well. I might need a few Red Bulls, though, not sponsored. But more than likely, I'll be crying myself to sleep tonight after we get destroyed by Creighton.
I sure hope so. Anyways, that's all we have for sports today. Come back next week for some more school sports and a special look at the Final Four. Now, back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, team. Joining us now for our weather forecast, we have Becca. Take it away.
Thanks, Chris. This week's weather is looking quite calm. Today there is a 55% chance of rain, with our lowest temperatures hitting 39 degrees and our highest being 60. Wednesday is looking at a 40% chance of rain, with the highs ranging in the mid-60s and the lows clocking in around the 50s. Clouds hang around on Thursday with highs in the mid-50s and lows in the low 40s. The sun makes an appearance on Friday, bringing a high around 60 and a low around 30. Throughout the weekend, it will be mainly cloudy and rainy. Throughout the coming weeks, stay tuned. Now back over to you, Chris.
Thanks, Becca. Now I know a group that had a pretty great spring break. Let's go see what the band members thought of their special trip to Ireland.
I think the trip overall was just fabulous. The food, the culture, the music, the people, the scenery. Maybe the weather was a little suspect from time to time. It's kind of rainy, but just the accommodations and just the people in general, it's just outstanding. What a great trip.
The trip I thought was an amazing experience. We got to see a lot of cool stuff.
There was a lot of education on Irish heritage, and overall, it's a trip I'll never forget.
We had a lot of fish, which I like fish, a lot of salmon, so many potatoes. I can go 2 months without eating potatoes because of that trip. They did have some things that were different, like someone said beans for breakfast. Not a fan. But overall, I like the food.
The trip was amazing. I want to go back so badly. The parade was amazing. It was so cool to see so many people in one place, and all the people loved Sweet Caroline, and they were singing along with us, which was really cool.
I will never forget, it sounds kind of cliche, but like the memories, being able to go overseas with, because I've never been to Europe, and getting to go, and my mom got to go too, and so I got to hang out with my mom, and just like being able to see all like the architecture, landscapes, all of that, so yeah.
I will never forget the farm we went to. There were so many cute animals, and we got to hold some of them, and it was adorable.
Even in my career, I've never experienced a parade like that. You know, that's an international level event, and again, I mean, hundreds of thousands of people were lining the streets, just cram-packed, so it was really fun.
Thanks, team. Looks like the band had a really great time. Chris, do you know what's just a little over 2 weeks away?
The ACT, right?
That's right. Have you been studying?
I've been trying to, but it can be difficult with balancing that with classwork. But with some subjects, I have forgotten how to do some things.
Sounds like you need some tutoring.
Yeah, luckily up next we have a short segment going over some tutoring opportunities. This will hopefully help any juniors getting ready for the ACT, but also anyone who just needs help with their classes.
Hello toppers, today we are going to show you the math opportunities for tutoring. And this is the tutoring. And all week this week we have in the mornings tutoring for math and some days in the afternoon for tutoring. And For Friday, you won't have to worry about that because we will not be here for Good Friday. Thank you for watching, Toppers, and back to the studio.
Thanks, team. Hey, Grace, do you know what we have up next for everyone?
Why, yes, coming up next, we have an interview with this week's Teacher of the Week, Mr. Carter.
Repita?
Gesundheit?
Huh?
Sorry, you sneezed. Bless you?
Oh, I didn't sneeze. I said repitan. Spanish for repeat. Mr. Carter's a Spanish teacher.
Oh, and yes, congratulations, Mr. Carter, on being Teacher of the Week.
Hey Toppers, for this news package, we've interviewed this week's Staff Spotlight winner, Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter teaches Spanish here at Science Hill. Let's get into the interview.
I teach Spanish. I like interacting with the students, and I like sharing the culture of Spanish-speaking countries and the language itself, the history, the art, music. I've been teaching, let's see, it's 48 years plus. So it's an interesting thing. I've been in the spotlight before for different things, so I guess you could say it's something, it's enjoyable, and it's, but it's not something that I'd want to do or be in, constantly. So it's nice to be recognized once in a while.
Thanks for watching, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. And thank you to Mr. Carter for his outstanding work. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, team. Over the weekend, our showstoppers performed their show, Bad Auditions by Bad Actors. Did you see it, Grace?
Sadly not. Did you, Chris?
Yeah, I did. I helped record the show with some more awesome people from our AV team. And I think the showstoppers did a spectacular job.
Oh, nice. Well, for everyone who did not see the show, one of our teams went out to interview some of the showstoppers about the show. Coming up now.
What is your name?
Owen Hoover.
What is the name of the play?
Bad Auditions by Bad Actors. It's a great way to spend a Friday and Saturday night if you don't have much else going on. Tickets are only $5, which is a great price to pay for something this good. It's super funny. All the actors are wonderful, and it's going to be a great play, I think.
It's really funny. A lot of people have a great time seeing it, and it's family friendly, so you can bring your family to come see it too.
Why should people come out and see the play?
'Cause it's awesome.
Who should come out and see the play?
Everybody, your mom, your dog. Don't bring your dog, actually, but you can bring your kids.
Anyone with eyes and ears. The rest of your body is optional. The clothes are required.
Everybody and their mother and father or parent or guardian.
What genre of play is this?
I would say a comedy, probably. It's a very, not your standard kind of play, but definitely a comedy.
Funny, comedic, great, awesome, fantastic.
I'd say it's a comedy.
What's your favorite part of the play?
I like the part when the bad actors do bad auditions.
My favorite part is either the Zippo bit, you'll understand if you see the play, or my bits, because I like being in the play.
Probably the Meg scene. I can't say much, but I will say that she does a lot of interesting warm-up techniques.
I would say the part where I get to chase someone across the stage. I won't say more than that, but definitely the parts where I get to run around.
I think my favorite part is I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil too much, but there's a scene where someone does a lot of like stretching exercises, and the way they do them is very funny.
How bad are these actors?
Absolutely terrible.
They're pretty bad. I don't really like any of them.
Well, when you're watching them, they're going to look bad, but they're actually all pretty good actors, I would say.
Is this going to be a totally normal show?
Absolutely, completely and totally normal, I promise.
I would like to say yes, but probably not.
Define normal.
Probably not. They'll probably mess something up. They might fall into the audience at some point.
Thanks, team. Hey, Chris, apparently last week's news segment about ceramics class interviews was pretty well. Do you perhaps have another one?
Yes, in fact. This segment's goal is to help prevent any toppers or future toppers watching from accidentally picking a class that just isn't a good fit for them. Or better yet, finding a class that is perfect for them. This week is all about that science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
STEM?
You got it. What is STEM?
So STEM tells you about like the different steps in the engineering design process, and you will like create different things like paper rockets, paper airplanes, or a wooden puzzle cube.
Cool.
So for me, STEM is kind of like robotics, kind of engineering, math, all that stuff.
STEM is the basic idea of incorporating science, technology, art, and math into one class.
What do you do in STEM?
Yeah, like I said, we work on projects. Like we made a puzzle cube. We're doing coding. You learn like just the simple like processes to go about like creating things and completing projects.
So we do like online assignments a lot of time. We'll build stuff, do a lot of problem solving. And, yeah.
What is your favorite part of STEM?
I like the workshop, building robots like over there, and yeah.
Nice.
I liked the puzzle cube part where we got to build the cube. It was very fun.
I would definitely say this semester, the different modules that allow you to explore into different branches of STEM.
Why did you sign up for STEM?
I signed up for STEM because I wanted to learn more about the engineering design process.
Nice.
I signed up for STEM because I wanted to experience the different branches of engineering because I want to go to college and become a mechanical engineer. It's one of the goals of mine.
It seemed like something that would be interesting, maybe something that would help me later in life.
Yeah, I agree. It sounds like a good knowledge to have.
Yeah.
What would you tell someone who is thinking about signing up for the class?
Yeah, it's not going to be a very hard class. Not going to take up too much of your time. Yeah, I'd say if you're going to have a semester where you've got a bunch of hard classes, throw this one in, and it'll be like a nice break. Like I've got it last, and so it's a nice thing to have at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I tell them not to overthink it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. And what kind of person would you recommend to take STEM?
Anyone kind of creative, anyone interested like problem solving wise, future engineering careers.
Definitely somebody who's creative and imaginative.
Yeah, if you're creative, you like building stuff, maybe doing some computer like programming, it'll be a really enjoyable class.
All right. Well, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, team. Wow, STEM sounds pretty interesting.
It is. It's a great way for anyone to build up those skills. But not only that, the teacher, Mr. Gentry, also runs the school's robotics team for anyone who wants in on that. Man, you know what, Grace? I'm hungry. What's for lunch?
Lunch was several hours ago.
Oh.
Well, on that topic, our next segment follows Cafeteria Food and what fellow students' thoughts on that. Enjoy.
I'm Eli Patton, and today we're going to be talking to people about school lunch.
You eat school lunch?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Nah. Why not? I don't like it.
Sometimes.
Why is it only sometimes?
If I forget my lunch.
Ooh. What do you like to get at our school?
The chicken.
Why is that?
It's the only thing good other than missing seasoning.
Spicy nuggets.
Nothing.
So why don't you eat it on the regular?
Because it's really bad.
Ooh. Would you eat school lunch if it was for the free ski?
No.
Why not?
Because it's really bad.
Would you eat school lunch if it was for free? No. Why not?
It tastes like plastic, cardboard.
Would you like to add anything to the menu?
Pasta. Some like gourmet food or something like that.
Ooh. Any like specifics?
Japanese gourmet food. Yeah, seasoning.
Should we get more time for lunch?
Yes, because we don't get enough time to eat, and half the time I have to eat in class.
So how much time do you think we should get?
45 minutes to an hour.
That's a very long time.
But we're also at school for a very long time.
Should we get more time for lunch? You think about that?
For sure. 45 minutes.
That's a long time. What improvements could be made about our school lunch?
Maybe more options that are good.
It could be higher quality food.
The chicken to be real, and that's all I got.
What do you think about the school lunch and how it cost?
Too expensive.
Expensive. So what would the pristine price be?
$0.
Okay. Do you think school lunch costs too much?
In between.
All right. So what would your pristine price be?
50 cents.
All right. What's your overall opinion on it?
It sucks, but it's what they got.
I like that. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, team. Well, toppers, that's all we have for you today.
That's right, but we've covered a ton.
We certainly did. Well, everyone, have a great week, and with that,
Go Toppers!